Right, okay. Hello everybody. In this video we're going to show you the power of the Ark processing system. What we do when we process the data is we do it in big blocks. Okay, so what we've come to here, this is our reporting. You can see here we're in output and reports over here. If I look up here, okay, that's output and reports. And what we're going to do, this is our initial place to go to look at certain reports after the processing run and to actually initialize the processing run. So I've come through to here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on population summary. Now, in fact, let me just do this. I'm going to press F12. Okay, that takes me back to the main menu. Okay, he's being a bit slow now. F12. Oh, 12. There we go. All right, now we're back here. Okay, it's a little bit slow sometimes because we've got the video recording on, and that seems to slow it down a little bit. But you'll see when you actually have the program on your machine, it's lightning quick. So now I'm going to go into here. So now I've done that. Now because I've refreshed, okay, or anything that was in memory is cleared out. So now I'm going to do the memory from scratch. So I'm going to go to population summary. Now, population summary, this is where we get our big block of data. Ark works on by having this a whole series of different population tables, but together you can think of it as one block of data and you'll see the population summary is exactly like that. I'm going to go into here now, but before I do that, I want to tell you about the processing power. We're going to click on this. Now, just to warn you, it may take a little bit longer because of the fact that we're doing the processing, but we're going to click on population summary, okay, and what it will do is it'll do all 8 of these packs that you're seeing, all the calculations, everything you need on the fly and on our machine without any interference. It only takes about a second. So let me just right click here now. 1, 2. So fractionally slower. I think it's fractionally slower because this is on. Now this is what we call the population summary. Okay, so we've taken every single one of these population bins where we house it, and these are all grouped in terms of the business type that you're actually doing. So for example, here's your sales by invoice, here's your settlement discount, here's your bad debt, whatever you've got on here, these are the items that come through and you can see the count. This particular client has 5,370 for the year. Okay, but now all these other ones have been done and are instantaneous. There's all the journals. These are year-to-date macro journals that we can see, so they're just generated instantaneously. Okay, now we can go back to the trial balance. So now here we can start through. You can see this is our opening position. We divide our journals in what we call active and passive rather than debit and credit because we get a lot of benefit out of that. We'll go into that in more detail in another video. Okay, so there's our closing. You can see both the opening and the closing balance. Let's come back to here. Now we can go to our income statement and you'll see this and you'll see how this is benefit. In the next video, we're going to do an item where you can make changes and see how this goes and see the speed and power of the system. Okay, and that'll be very useful. Now come back to my balance sheet and I can see that my balance sheet balances and I've got everything coming through there. Okay, right now I can go to my cash flow. Now all of this was done in that it took about 2 seconds because of the fact that we've got the video on. Okay, but it usually takes about 1 second. So essentially, for all intents and purposes, it's instantaneous. Okay, so now we've actually got that information. So what happens, you come in, you just click on it, and that's your entire report done. Okay, now all our packs, we break up our packs into major blocks. Take fixed assets, that's a major block. We've got book values, tax values, deferred tax, note to annual financial statements, proof of depreciation. All of these things are done. And again, roughly around about 1 second. Okay, and then we move on to tax in 1 second, and so on, because the whole point of the exercise, because we have unified database and all the data that we require is in one place and we know how to get to it, okay, then everything else becomes programmatic. And if it becomes programmatic, just following an algorithm, then that's what it should take. You can organize your processing power such that you simply, it's instant, done. And what we're saying, therefore, is that this is instant accounting. You can actually run this right through and you have instant accounting right across the board. Okay. Now, if you have a 100-member group, okay, and you want to use subsidiaries, okay, each one of them, it's going instant, instant, instant. So we're saying that accountancy should happen on the first day of the new accounting month. Okay. So what you're starting with is so around about 9 o'clock, we give you till 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock, so that you have everybody's got their last transactions in place. So once you've got all those last transactions in place, now you are able to fire it off, and then that will all stream through to head office within a matter of a few minutes. Everything will have gone through and will be loaded up there, and then you can run the consolidation. Now we'll say our consolidation is going to work on a very similar basis. It's also going to work in a few seconds because we actually do the two main consolidation entries of eliminating intergroup balances and eliminating investment in subsidiaries. Those two are wiped out, in one shot using one of these queds, and from there on you're just tackling each particular statement that you want. So we consolidate the income statement or consolidate fixed assets, the summary of fixed assets. So each one is just consolidated individually on the fly. Okay, so this is massively impactful. Makes it so simple. We're selling this as a companion system, so there's no impact on your current systems. You simply import the data. So each subsidiary, you run our system called Dunkirk. You simply run that system. Okay, it comes up onto here, and away you go, and you've got all the information you want, and you can run like this. Okay, thanks very much.